Hello, it's so great to be back again. I loved the way we started the course with the intelligence of unity, and today we are going to expand on that. So, from Yeshua's perspective, love is the power of the universe, and therefore your greatest defense in life is to protect, honor, and respect love in its many forms. When you're maintaining this principle with clarity, your life purpose will come into view. Now, this is because all of your purposes are etched in love. Love is beyond just a feeling or an orientation. It's an actual dimension of intelligence and purposeful living. And we're going to go into that in our course today. Above all, it is the essence of beingness and purposeful living. So it's not a quality you have, it's something you are. It's not something you strive to get better in. I mean, we can also strive to experience it more fully, the love that we are. But you're not going to be more love at the end of this course than you were before the course. You might realize it more fully, and it might give you more joy in living, which is what I hope. Because a person who's operating with a commitment to purpose has higher intelligence than one who is not. A person who is operating on this true purpose is able to assign values to life. Well, that sounds nice. What does that mean? Well, I'm standing in the grocery store checking out, and I look down and there's a $10 bill. Okay, what do? I noticed that the elderly lady who had checked out before me is going towards the exit door. I also noticed that there is a charity bottle that you can put donations in on the counter. I also noticed that the checkout person seemed fairly reliable. I could give it to her. I also remember that my grandchild wanted a particular thing that was about $10. Maybe I could do, there's a multiplicity of things that could be done at that moment. Now, you may be saying, well, the right thing to do is just to chase down that lady and ask her if she dropped the $10. Maybe, but I'm not suggesting that if you made a different choice, put it in the charity bottle or whatever, that would be wrong. I don't think there always is just one right choice, but there's a right choice for you in the moment. What would love do right now? And this is as you get more conversant with embodying the love that you are, it doesn't become a huge debate that you have to worry about. And there's a right sense that comes to you in that moment. And you assign the value that is right for that time, and you act upon it. And life becomes more and more easy and natural for you the more you embody love. The heart's intelligence is also cumulative. So through perceptions of unity, that was our first level of the heart's intelligence, priorities are established. Then love assigns the purposes. Furthermore, love heightens a person's instinct to nourish, enhance, and apply those purposes. So right now, we're all one taking this course together. And we have an overall purpose that we are here to embody the 7 levels of intelligence and share them in our life with the world. But now the second level is, well, there's lots of different of us here. There's Keith and Barbara and Ron. And okay, my purpose is different with each one of these individuals. Love is what helps us go from the single unity into the multiplicity of relationships that we have in our life. Love is both a way of being and also a pathway for becoming. Love ignites life. Okay, now I've got all these choices out here, all these friends, all these, well, new people that I'm meeting. Love savors life and sustains faith and hope. So when I know that we are operating with the intelligence of love, I'm not always looking over my shoulder. I'm not always out to compete or out to just survive. Now, it doesn't mean I get naive and I walk into a bear trap. No, I'm very alert and attentive, but I'm not hypervigilant. Even though life often brings lessons in hard packages, learning happens only when forgiveness has occurred and love is restored. Now, that sounds right to me when I say that or when I read that, but what does that mean? That there's no learning without forgiveness and love. It's love that ignites the learning. Only with love can learning occur. That's how you take something from the school of hard knocks and transmute it into a permanent attainment. You can then say, I don't have to do that again. I've completed the lesson. I know the meaning behind the experience. So I may get a speeding ticket. So getting a speeding ticket may help me see that giving myself enough time to get to an appointment not only makes life less stressful for me, but safer for others. So it's not what's happened, it's what I conclude about it, as we all are going to see in later exercises in our course. So when something comes along that does not look like what my ego thought it was looking for, I'm able to see with the eyes of love. I can find useful information from it and apply it accordingly in my life. Okay, so I got a flat tire on the highway. First of all, it reminds me to have more diligence in my car maintenance. Okay, that's useful. Secondly, to recognize that the appointment to which I was rushing was not a life or death thing as I was making it. Thirdly, I can forgive myself and just ask to reschedule with whoever it was I was going to see. I might even be honest and say I got a speeding ticket. It's good self-disclosure. Or I could recognize that there was a part of me that was relieved that I didn't have to go to where I was headed at the moment. And maybe I'll wait until a more opportune time in my life to reschedule. So there could be a multiplicity of benefits I can recognize, as opposed to seeing only with the eyes of fear, which might prompt me to say, oh, what's wrong with me for not having kept my auto assistance club membership? They'd come and fix that tire real fast, or assume that those that I was going to be late to see would see me as a hapless loser, and they'd reject me. I recognized at one point when I would be hurrying to get to appointments that I was going to be late, that I would image a frowning face, like a carrot, to make me move faster. Don't need that anymore. See, all these negative projections on myself reinforce that I live in an unforgiving or a dangerous world. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm all happy about getting a flat tire and I want more of them. No, I'm not just seeing life with those rose-colored glasses or putting a positive spin on everything. But I'm not spending all my energy on self-deprecation and fear of life. I'm taking responsibility. Responsibility is I have choice over how I respond to my life, taking agency versus being a victim of life. So, love brings certainty to life. And when your love is clear and unpolluted with regrets or false desires, you will have confidence and passion. When you are certain of your true love, there will be fuel for passion. And with passion, there will be fuel for life. Meditate upon love as the power of your beingness, not something you gain or lose, and the essence of who you really are. Earnestly apply its principles, and that will lead to success in love and life.